this library called handtrackJS. Essentially, it's just a JavaScript library that lets you track hands in the browser in 3 to 4 lines of code. And the background of that was many years ago. Like I mentioned earlier, I was working with Drew, and we're trying to build the system that helps blind people navigate small spaces. So they would have like a head-mounted goggles with like a camera feed, and we had like a view of a table where they were interacting. And essentially, the system was fairly complicated. It also had this haptic wristband. And so the goal was to use computer vision to understand the scene. And the blind person could issue a couple of voice or speech-based commands, and essentially will interpret the scene and will guide them using the haptic band to perform some action. Some of it worked well, some of it didn't work very well. But to solve this problem, you needed to track a bunch of objects and also track hands really well in multiple orientation. So egocentric orientation, like from top down and from other viewpoints. And essentially, I started to do some research there. Some of the constraints there is that you want this thing to run, you want it to be a relatively small model, you want it to run fast. And this was like 4 years ago. Of course, there's been a lot of advances in this field. And so when I was done with that project, I thought, being able to track hands is a great thing, and it'll be good if other developers can do that too. This model was designed as an object detection model, trained on some pretty decent data, and then taking all of that from Python, exporting that to JavaScript, optimizing it, and wrapping that into a library with a bunch of really nice utility classes that make it easy to use. And I like that project because it's, most of the work I've done, it's hard to get other people to use it and actually build things on top of it. And so getting community participation can be hard. And so that library has been the most successful. I think it has like 3,000 plus stars on GitHub. Easily the most interesting thing I've done, at least in terms of interaction. And so, and people have built all kinds of nice use cases, from tools that help kids learn, let's say letters, that sort of thing, interactive games, sign language interaction, game controls, all run in the browser. So it's one of the interesting projects I've worked on.